morning, you guys. It's day number 105 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. I have been going live every single day, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, all throughout the year 2022. And what have I been doing? I've been putting my body into that big old vat of ice. Let's take a peek at what the temperature is here today. 32.6 degrees Fahrenheit, you guys. So I'm about to put my body into all that icy water. Yay. Some of y'all are like, yeah, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. But I have been doing this every day, you guys, for now 105 days in a row. I'm going to bask in the glory of that for a moment. Because it's cool. Literally, it's cool. It's really, really, really cool in there. But we're going to get in there in just a minute. When I'm in there, one of the things that I like to do when I come on live, and I've done this every day, is to talk about a topic. And so the topic I want to talk about today is regarding pain and swelling. And so how cold can help with that and some of the mechanism about how that works. We'll get to that here in just a minute. I'm going to take it off the Wi-Fi. I had it off the Wi-Fi, then for some reason it got back on the Wi-Fi. So let me get off of it. Hang tight just a second. Okay, so as soon as we're off the Wi-Fi, which we are, and as soon as I get out of the 5 minutes I'm going to be in that 32-degree water, we will take a walk around my neighborhood. I'll jibber jabber with you guys, so go ahead and get questions ready. Thank you so much. As always, if you're watching this and you're watching live while I'm in the ice, it really helps out if you do fire emojis or tap hearts, just something that lets me know you're kind of cheering me on when I'm in there, because I might have done this for 105 days in a row, but it's still hella hard. So cheer me on while I'm in there, you guys. Let's set it up. I would love to hear from you. 5 minutes on the clock. Let's see if I can position the clock so I don't have to have a glare. I've been having trouble seeing the clock. All right, here we go. 5 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Ooh, a lot of ice in there today. Someone on Twitter today scolded me because they said, you're breathing out of your mouth. You're breathing in through your nose, great, but you need to breathe out through your nose. You need to breathe out through your nose. You're breathing out of your mouth. And I'm like, number one, fuck off. Because what I'm doing is hard as hell. And until I see you get in an ice bath for 105 days in a row, you ain't got no room to tell me how to be doing this, number one. I just thought that was funny. You're breathing wrong. The fact I'm breathing in 32-degree temperature water with lots of ice on top of me, yeah, fuck all the way off. Seriously. And excuse my language for those of you watching with kids, but I don't really want to tolerate nonsense anymore, and I don't tolerate nonsense. All right, so today, you guys, I wanted to talk about a topic that I think is important as it relates to ice baths. Because if you're going to get into cold, you kind of need some reasons as to why you would do this. And so I think this is very powerful. for people who have chronic pain. Because one of the benefits of cold is that it helps with reducing pain, and it does it in several ways. A lot of the mechanism is the inflammation lowering that takes place with the cold. It will lower inflammation, especially targeted in those areas where you have inflammation. It also helps to dull the nerve endings a bit, so that takes away pain. I have a very nagging in my lower right-hand side of my back, a very nagging pain that has been bothering me for years. And it's not sciatica, but it's close to the sciatica, so I just tell people it's sciatica pain. But and ever since I've been doing these ice baths, that pain is pretty much subsided. I do regular chiropractic care as well, so that probably helps. But yeah, it's been definitely helpful. And lately, this right shoulder has been giving me a lot of pain. I mean, a lot of pain. I don't know if I sprained it. I don't know what I did to it. And so I'm trying to get it under the water, and it helps to, numb up and get a little bit of the nerve endings there to get dulled. Also, those of you that have swelling on some part of your body, cold therapy is well known to lower swelling as well. So very, very powerful to use this. Looks like about 35 seconds left. To use this for pain and swelling. And of course, sports athletes use this for recovery post-performance, and so that helps with the swelling and recovery and all that too. So it makes sense, right? That getting into an ice bath, doing cold therapy would produce that kind of result. All right, let me go under the water. Look at that, guys. I had a big piece of ice sitting right on top of me the whole time. Look at that. Woo! I knew there was some big piece of ice I didn't break up, and I was like, holy crap. The thing was sitting right on top of me. That's all right. Whew. So yeah, you don't feel any pain. People are like, wow, but the ice bath is painful. I guess that depends on your definition of painful. I don't know if I would call ice baths painful. About the only pain I feel is in my hands when they get super cold and super... That's why I lift my hands out of the water after about 3 or 4 minutes, because it gets to be a little intense, and those are painful. But the rest of it, it's not pain. Discomfort, I guess, is a great question, or great description. For sure, discomfort, but not painful. Painful is kind of that's a strong term, especially since I have real pain in other parts of my body, vis-a-vis my right shoulder and my lower back on the right side. That's where the pain is for me, but the ice baths help. Have you guys seen that? I know a lot of times people will go to like a chiropractor or even just a doctor with an injury, and they'll be like, okay, go home and ice it. Well, the ice is part of the healing process. And so again, the inflammation lowering, the nerve ending dulling, all of that matters. All of that gives you that pain relief and swelling relief. So if you've got swelling in your body, maybe popping in an ice bath can help with that. And so I'm really, really pleased with that aspect of doing this. All right, let's see who else here today. I'm going to scroll back to the top. Carnivore Runner, Effort for Transformation, Nikki, Sugar-Free Mom is here in a Morris, Marcus, Melanie, Bernice, Bulletproof, Pangy Bear, Bulletproof says, go Jimmy. Sharon is here. Sugar-Free Mom says, Man, I could only last for 20 seconds. You are resilient. Well, I built up to this. And thank you for that. And welcome. I haven't seen you on my ice bath videos before, Sugar-Free Mom. I built up to this. And I really hate this notion that happens online where people see someone doing something totally hard, totally like, oh my God, I could never. And they don't realize the time it took to build up to that. So I've been doing this, and I've been talking about this in my videos every day, but I've been doing this for 3 years, where I started out in warm water. In fact, somebody on Twitter just today said, well, you have fun with those ice baths, because I'll never. And I'm like, you do realize that you could work your way up. There is nothing special about Jimmy Moore. Nothing. That you could do it. And I'm going to create a very clear plan in my book I'm writing on this topic, which I start on in May. I start writing on it in May, called Cold Therapy Clarity. I'm going to have a very clear plan of, if you want to do this and work your way to a 32-degree ice bath, here's how you start. And the very first step will be, at the end of your hot shower, just turn it down a little. Just turn it down like warm water. That's how you start. That's how I started 3 years ago. And you slowly progress down. You graduate to putting ice in a bathtub. Maybe you stand outside in the winter as it's cold, super duper cold, with as few clothes on as you can. Maybe you do some cryotherapy, which I am yet to try, but there is a cryotherapy place over in the town over from me in Greenville that I'm going to go to them and say, hey, I'm writing a book on cold therapy. Will you give me a free session so I can experience it? So we'll see what they say. Otherwise, I'll just pay for the session. It's no big deal. But sometimes when you tell them you're an author and you're writing a book, that gets their attention. And then you try ice baths after that. I don't think anybody should jump right into a 32 degree and you've never done it before. So yes, 20 seconds. Hey, 20 seconds is 20 seconds, Sugar-Free Mom. I think that would be amazing if you can get it in there. Not about the length of time, it's about the exposure. And yeah, if you can tolerate longer, great. But this isn't a competition to see who can go colder and longer in that cold. It's not really about that. It's just about allowing your body to be challenged, to be uncomfortable, but still able to do it. So that's going to be the litmus test. Uncomfortable, but still able to do it. You guys see me when I'm in there, and I know I look comfortable, but I'm not comfortable. Obviously, I've gotten used to it. It's not as bad as it was when I first started getting in, but it's still uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Coach Chris says, smashing it, brother. Thank you for that. Smilerista, Vibrant Marketing. Sharon says 105 with a bunch of emojis celebrating that. Thank you for that. Pansy Bear, oh wow. Thank you. CW is here. Art Drum Whiskey. Aileen. Vita Fasting. Trish. Desert Rejoice. Sugar-Free Mom, you got this. Yeah, we got it. Deep Tim is here. So incredible. Thank you. Lisa, Effort for Transformation. Go, Jimmy, you rock. Appreciate that. Melanie has shooting stars. Appreciate that. Carrie's here. Sugar-Free Mom cheering you on. Y'all were so sweet. Cheering me on while I'm in there. Christy is here. Desert Rejoice. You're phenomenal. Wow, y'all gonna make my head like explode today with all the compliments. Thank you for that. Sugar-Free Mom, I can't believe you can do 5 minutes. I've actually done 10 minutes. About 3 weeks ago, I decided to push the limits of my own body, of what I thought I could be capable of. And so I set a goal to do 10 minutes. About a month or two before that, I actually just said, I'm going to go as long as I can. And I ended up making 7.5 minutes. It was too much. But I did 10 minutes about 3 weeks ago, and all I had to do was lift my hands out of the water. That's the only modification that I make now that I did not make at the beginning. My hands are very sensitive to that cold, and so after about 3.5 minutes in the cold, they are so intensely painful that I do lift them out. But I do get them in the water. I don't leave them out of the water. I know some people, when they get into an ice bath, it's been funny to watch other people do ice baths. They don't even go beyond like their chest. I'll see these women and they got their bikini on. They don't even get their boobs below the water. It's like put all the way down to your neck and then get that vagus nerve under the water. You're robbing yourself. If you're going to go that far down, you might as well go all the way down so that you get the full benefits. And so kind of defeat the purpose of being in cold water if you don't also dip your vagus nerve and then dip at the end like I do. I know some people like to do the dip their head at the beginning. That did not work well for Jimmy. I did that last week, I believe it was, and it was disastrous. So I do it at the end. Plus I like to scream at the end. That's kind of my signature now. SC Starnes is here. Marcus gives me lots of hearts. Appreciate that. Miss Fish is here. Linda, reduce that chronic pain. Yes, it does. I feel like we like to turn to medications so quickly. But how about just getting in an ice bath or even a cold shower? Could it help with some of the pain? And light stretching and deep breathing. See, this is a little secret to ice baths that I don't think's talked about enough. I think part of the allure of the ice bath, just like yoga, part of the allure isn't the cold per se, but part of it is the cold forces you to breathe deeper. And it's that breathing deeper that causes the pain relief and the blood pressure lowering, all the benefits like that. Now, that's not to say that the cold doesn't provide benefit, but I wonder if ancillarily the reason you get those benefits is because you're breathing more deeply. Same with yoga. I don't think all that stretching and namasteing and downward dogging is necessarily the big thing. It's that you're breathing and conscientiously breathing the whole time. It's just my theory. I don't have any evidence to support that, but it makes sense to me from what I have learned about breath work and the benefits that come from doing that. Carolyn is here. JEC is here. Cheryl, Sugar Free Mom says, you're a rock star. Thank you. Party like a rock star. W. Chillin is here. Effort for transformation. What's the temp outside today? So here in sunny South Carolina, I want to say it's like 78. Yeah, we've had some nice weather. It's supposed to be pouring down rain tomorrow morning when I'm supposed to be going to the farmer's market in the morning. So it'll be pouring down. I'll bring a umbrella. I did see that Sunday will be clear of rain, so I'll be able to do my walk and talk at 11 a.m. on Sunday, as I always do. And then it rains again on Monday. So, oh, the joys of April showers. They bring May flowers, as they say. Joseph is here. Marta is here. Marta says, I have not done this before. Well, look, one of the goals I have of doing this and showing this on camera is to get you to at least see that it's possible and see the why and see the practicality and get in the right mindset. That's what all these videos I've been doing have been about. And if you've never done it before, don't try to get into an ice bath. Just at the end of your hot shower, go ahead and turn it down just a little bit. You don't need to turn it all the way to the cold. Just turn it down to the warm. Sometimes that's enough to get your brain to say, okay, this is different. Remember, the key is you want it to be uncomfortable but doable. So uncomfortable meaning you gotta breathe your way through it. Now, you might breathe fast at first, but try to slow down the breathing at some point. I always breathe fast when I get into that 32 degrees, but I really quickly try to focus on slowing that breath down. And that helps me. Foxy Roxy's here. The girlfriend doctor's here. Good to see you, Miss Annika Becca. Rainsy is here. CEC is here. Maka is here. Nick May says there was a program last night in the UK featuring Wim Hof and a bunch of celebrities taking turns jumping into an ice hole. They were petrified but invigorated. Yes. And so, sorry, I was in the middle of the road and somebody coming at me. Yeah, Wim Hof, he's a rock star. There's a movie actually coming out later this year. I want to say like November or December, that will feature his story, because he's a really neat guy. If you're not familiar with Wim Hof, he's got breathing techniques that help you with the cold. They don't work for me. I've tried them. I get a little dizzy doing Wim Hof breathing, but he is definitely the ice king. And yes, I'm sure that was funny with all the celebrities. But yeah, he's the one that's kind of popularized getting cold, and it's great. Great. Teresa's here. Blue Wilderness is here. So guys, day number 105 of this 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. Still doing it. Still rocking and rolling. Out here every day. 5 p.m. Eastern, I go live. I do have some travel coming up here 2 weeks from today. I'm going to be in Austin, Texas for the Paleo FX conference. I'm a speaker there. And so I'll be traveling there, doing my ice baths on the road. At Paleo FX, there will be a demo for ice baths, which the lady leading it has already reached out to me. And she said, will you please come and be a celebrity to show people how to do ice baths? I'm like, sure. I get a free ice bath at the conference? Absolutely, I'll be there. So I'm not sure what apparatus she will have in place. I don't think she's bringing a Morozco. She may just have like a big swimming pool with ice, which will work. That works. So yeah, guys, I still kicking along in this. I'm still doing a lot of research on cold therapy, and I'm looking forward to starting on that book very soon. I have a feeling that this could be like my next Keto Clarity. Like when I was writing Keto Clarity, I had a certain feeling about it when I was writing it that, all right, this is like cutting edge. Nobody's really talking about this yet. And I get to put my own flair on keto. And I feel like I'm doing the same thing with cold with this book. So wish me luck on that. I obviously know how to write books. I've done a couple. This will be my 11th book. But it's a little bit of a more niche one than even keto was. When I was writing Keto Clarity, obviously there weren't nearly as many keto advocates as there are now. But the cold therapy, like stars, like people that you could say like really big stars, Wim Hof is at the top. I don't know how accessible he will be for like an interview. If I was to like ask him to be a part of the book in some way. But there's a few people in the cold world that I could finagle to be a part of the book and quote from. So I'm excited to get into that here very soon. But thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you have big plans for the holiday weekend. If you're not already enjoying it here on this Good Friday, have a great weekend. If you're spending it with friends and family, a lot of people are like, are you going to do anything for Easter? And I'm like, I don't really have any family close. I don't really have any friends close. So it's just going to be me. So that's the way it goes sometimes. All right, guys, let me pop off of here for now. I will come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. And so thank you for joining. Sunday, I will do a walk and talk, 11 a.m. Eastern time. I don't have the topic just yet, but you guys know I always bring fire for those. And last week's got so much response. I had so many little clips from that one. So I'm I'm always looking for something that will stoke a passion in me. And so that one last week definitely did. So I look forward to doing that here in a couple days for you guys. But until I see you tomorrow, have a great one, you guys. Bye, everyone.